welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited today. I'm going to be showing you some fun DIYs that I've been up to using my Young Living essential oils. They're just really thoughtful gift giving ideas that I wanted to get out before the holiday season to just kind of give you guys some good tips and ideas of things that you can make on your own that are really thoughtful. Usually you cannot find these in the stores, guys. I've been looking at stuff in the stores. There's like 20 products in these, 20 ingredients in these, and it's like why there's just like 4 or 5 should be in there and not even pronounceable names of what they are. And so these are just like really thoughtful things that people probably can't even find in the store, and we'll just make it really simple today. But the first one that I'm excited about is these bath bombs. So I am going to show you, this one's a lavender one. You can see there's little dried red roses in them. They're pink because there's beetroot powder, so they don't like leave a dye or a film around your tub. And they smell like lavender essential oil. And there's Epsom salts in there. And so those are just, you know, really good and good for your soothing your sore muscles. Right? And then the other thing we're going to do today is these little teensy sugar scrubs. They've actually been going for like, I use them, they go for like 2 or 3 showers. So even though they're small, they do last quite a while. They're made out of glycerin soap, so they soap up, they get you clean. There's sugar in there, so it exfoliates you. And then there is avocado oil, so it's moisturizing. So you're getting exfoliation, moisture, and you're cleansing your body all in one little bar that you're able to make for super cheap. And then this one is green because it smells like pine. And this one is pink because it is, well, it's supposed to be kind of red, but it turned out pink because, let's be honest, you can't always get the color that you want. But this one is Christmas spirit, so it smells cinnamony and warm and like Christmas. So I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited to see how this all works. Let's jump right in. Alright guys, this is actually super important to making bath bombs. It did not for some reason make it in my first line of ingredients, but citric acid is what makes the bath bombs fizzy. So super important. And first I am grinding it up in a mortar and pestle because that is one that comes in like a salt grainy form, and I want it to be more powdered to match the rest. Alright you guys, so starting off with the citric acid, and I was grinding it with the mortar and pestle, and then I just realized I have a grinder up in the cabinet, this NutriBullet. It worked 10 times faster with less pain agonizing grinding of the mortar and pestle. So scratch that recommendation. I would recommend doing the NutriBullet. I like to be realistic with people. So either way, that gives me my cup of citric acid. Okay, so we've got the citric acid in there, and here we go with the arrowroot powder. You can also use cornstarch, which I have as well, and it does work. It just kind of softens the bath bomb. So we do a cup of this as well. Level it out. All right, do a cup of the baking soda. And instead of that spilling out everywhere, I'm going to use this measuring spoon to help me. I'm all about cleaning as you go. So in between each of these stages, I give everything a good wipe down. And then there's your baking soda. Now, I personally like to use Epsom salt. It's not required by any means, but it really is nice. I got this from just like Walgreens, right? Epsom salt. I want to use 2 tablespoons. Now, because this is grainy like salt, I don't like it to mess up the consistency in my powdered mixture. I've learned that they don't hold together really well if they're not all the same consistency. So powder is best. I am going to use the mortar and pestle for this just because it's only 2 tablespoons. I don't want to whip out the NutriBullet again just to do this small little grinding. So here we go. Thought I would show you all here. You do have to put some elbow work into it, so if you have mini blenders or anything, it does really help. The videos I watched didn't show me this, and so I was like, why is this so hard? They just made everything look perfect. I like to be realistic with you all, but Epsom salt does grind down much easier than citric acid anyway. All right, so here's our two tablespoons that is powdered going in the mix. And then I have learned that a lot of people are going to put a lot of oil in theirs, but my bath bombs don't seem to hold together or dry up, and they just crumble as soon as I take the molds off if I use too much oil. So I am just using 2 tablespoons, and if you're doing a half a cup measurements, then you just use 1 tablespoon, but I'm gonna do 2. And mix that in. Okay, so got the oil in, got that all blended in, and now I've got my gloves on because I want to get in there and kind of make sure that everything is combined really well. That oil really balls up on you. But the goal is to get it all mixed in there really well so that you have a wet sand-like consistency. And so instead of using more oil like I've done before to get that wet sand-like consistency, I have witch hazel here in a spray bottle, or you can just use water if that's all you have, but water is what activates the citric acid. Not saying that witch hazel doesn't, but it's a good thing for your skin anyway. So we just use some witch hazel in there to dampen up the mixture. And if you really just wanted unscented, uncolorful bath bombs, you could just leave it like this, right? Just white, and they fizz, they do the whole thing. They have the Epsom salt, so they make your skin feel nice. And another thing is, some of this powder gets up in the air, and so it might be good to wear a face mask during this. Now that face masks are part of our reality these days anyway, we usually all have them on hand somewhere already. All right, so now for the coloring part, we're going to do one side green, one side pink. More red, but it turns out pink. So for Christmas colors, right? Matcha green powder, we're going to get out whatever we can. About a tablespoon. You know, it looks like a tablespoon is what we have in there in the first place, so we'll do that. Mix that in really well. Put some in the sieve because there are some big white clumps that will mess up kind of the appearance more than anything. It's like same formula, but you want to get rid of those if possible. And this sieve I love because it has this little grindy thing that helps it. Isn't that fun? And then it comes out clean on the other side. it through our sieve. Get it all fine. Okay, so now that the green's mixed up, we are moving on to the red color with the beetroot powder. So because beetroot powder is a little bit of a different consistency, we may do 2 tablespoons instead of just that 1 that we did with the green. I like the smell of beetroot powder. It kind of has like a floral, earthy smell. All right, so there you go. Give it a good mix. No, I think I had a smaller batch the last time. I'm going to do another tablespoon. So it's a little bit of a darker shade. That was a heaping tablespoon. And here's the thing, there's a lot of 3-minute videos on how to do this that I've watched, and that's what encouraged me, like, oh my god, it's so easy. But it's the details of actually processing it, especially if you're new to this, that is actually helpful to see that it's not all perfect. So here we go. I'm going to get it all in the sieve, get those white clumps out as much as possible. The last time this super helped. Alright. Then we do our little grindy part. Okay, you guys, now we're going to add the smells. We're going to do lavender essential oil. I wish it would just focus on there. Young Living's lavender. We're going to do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Fun fact, every other video is going to tell you to do 40 drops of essential oil. Young Living is so much more potent. It's from the first sourcing, so it's stronger. You really only need 20 drops, believe me, it smells strong enough. And I have halved my batch as well, so that even makes it nicer, because that's the other half we're gonna do with eucalyptus, which is a very strong smell. So this is the Eucalyptus globulus. If you look it up, this is the one that, does that help? This is the one that smells more like the spa. There's a couple other eucalyptus that you can use. It's good for opening up pathways. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, 20. All right. It's really aromatic, good for your opening up your lungs, cleanses the air. Obviously, if you're in a hot bath and it's misting up, that smell is going to just be so refreshing. It's good for your skin too. Alrighty. I almost forgot, you guys. I have these cute little fresh lavender buds. They smell really nice. I'm actually gonna put them in with the eucalyptus. I personally feel like these aren't a super strong smell as it is, but the lavender with the eucalyptus mixed together makes a very good spa-like aroma. So we're gonna add some of those to my eucalyptus green bath bombs. And then for the actually pink lavender bath bomb, we're gonna do red rose petals, and this is the, oh, you know, might as well just use all of it. Okay. This was super affordable. Got it on Amazon, so you can always search there for some good prices. Or I got the lavender buds from Michael's Arts and Crafts store. They always have good deals, especially with Christmas right now. I believe like everything is 70% off. But Hobby Lobby, places like that, you just go on over to the candle bath bomb area and you're gonna find the stuff like this. So, mix that in with good measure. Mix this in. And we're now ready to put them in our molds, okay? So, here we're gonna pack them really tight in. So there's one side done. And just because it's cute and you can see it from the outside, you just add a couple little lavender buds at the bottom in there, and then you add those on top. Pack it tight as well. Okay. And then you take your two full sides and just smush them together. Okay, so we're gonna let that set for a little while. And then we're going to do another one. All right, so as these lovelies sit and set, recommended for an entire day. After maybe a couple hours, you can actually just take the top off, which I believe helps to get the air in to kind of dry it out and help them to really set well. And then just leave them, you know, leave the bottom part on, leave them in the mold so it's still in that round shape, and then you just don't touch it and take it out until it's been an entire 24 hours. And then at that point you can probably pick it up and then put it in a bag or whatever kind of packaging you want to put it into. But we'll just let those guys set and we'll move on to the next project, which is sugar scrubs. All right, you guys, for the sugar scrubs, first off, you want to get a mold. I got this one from, again, Michael's, the Arts and Crafts store. You can also get them at Hobby Lobby or whatever craft store is near you. I like square. I also got the glycerin soap, the melt and pour. You can either look for melt and pour or you can look for glycerin soap. Also at the Arts and Crafts store. Again, gloves, bowl, measuring bowl. The beetroot powder for color, avocado oil, the sugar, and then I got these 3 essential oils. The Christmas Spirit, I don't know, there it goes, it finally focused. Christmas Spirit oil is the main focus, and then we're gonna just do a couple dots of clove, which goes well with it, as well as the orange. Very Christmassy. Here we go. So now just taking my little melt and pours that I chunked off with my knife here, putting them in a microwave safe dish, and I'm going to melt them down to be a half of a cup. So just for good measure, we do 1 cup of sugar, a half a cup of glycerin soap, a couple dots of the essential oils, and then 2 ounces of oil, which kind of equals out to be about a tablespoon or 2. Here we go. I'm melting this down. Okay, so I microwaved this for 30 seconds, right? And then you keep doing it stir it, and then you keep microwaving it for 10 seconds at a time until you get it to the right consistency. So now that the melt and pour soap is all melted, we are going to add our essential oils to this here. So this one you need significantly less oils than the sugar scrub, bath bombs. But we're going to do 3 Christmas Spirit, that was 4, that's totally fine. A couple dashes of clove, and then literally a couple dashes of orange. 1, 2. Okay, it smells very Christmassy. Here we go. 1, 2. So now now just mixing in the essential oils. It's really, really hot. Just keep scraping the edges. If you have to microwave it again, that's totally fine, but mine's pretty hot as well as the sides. So now coming over here to this little bowl, I'm going to dump my sugar in because I want to blend in the beetroot powder. We're gonna get out a tablespoon of this. And here we go. So, we are going to get out, this is actually a teaspoon, so I'm gonna get a couple heaping teaspoons. Okay. Of the beetroot powder into our sugar. Okay, you guys, this turned really fast, so you just gotta microwave it. And now that it's super liquidy, you've got to kind of pour it fast. And it looks a little messy, but get it into your cubes and then just clean it up later. I had to do this the last time. You just clean it up after, smush it into the squares, and then maybe even after it dries, you just cut off. So you stick it in the freezer, and then after it dries, you just cut off with a knife the hardened parts, and then you can choose to remelt those parts that you cut off and then make another square, right? Or just leave it. But either way, this turned out much richer in red color than I had thought. So these are nice, deep red Christmas spirit and clove smelling little guys. I think I can make an extra one. And then the next one I'm gonna do is just a plain white one. I don't know if I'm gonna bore you with that one because this one is enough, but it's just literally the same exact thing with sugar, the avocado oil, which I put in while it was microwaving. Sorry, I didn't show that. And then the oils, and then that one's white, so you have some red and white. I will do that after I freeze this. All right, you guys, so here is the melted soap. I've got the 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in there already. And now we're going to add our, you know, we're gonna do pine for this one. Pine essential oil. It's nice to have a little bit of a different scent to it. Oh, come on, focus. Either way, it's pine. So we're gonna do 6 drops of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're gonna add the sugar, and I can tell it's already hardening because of all the things I've added to it. So we're gonna microwave it again after I add the sugar. Dun, dun, dun. Mix really fast as you can. Oh. It does better without the color in it. And I'm gonna microwave it again. All right, you guys, so while everything is setting, we've got the bath bombs setting on the counter, just in kind of a cool area. The sugar cubes only really need to be in the freezer for like another 5 or 10 minutes. And then they'll be done and I can pull them out of their molds. But I just wanted to say thank you for watching. I do have another fun DIY idea to share with you all pretty soon. So I hope to get that one out before Christmas. But again, thank you for watching and I hope to see you again. All of the oils used in today's video.